What's up, you guys? Welcome back to skeffscomicknowledge. I am Skeff, and thank you so much for checking out this video. I really appreciate it. We're just going to get right into it. This is going to be another breakdown kind of analysis of another one of James Tynion's the fourth series, Wynd, by Boom Studios, and artwork by Michael the Alien S. This series, I'm talking about it because I can't find anyone else who has maybe brought it up yet, but it has gained some traction. Past a couple weeks, to my great surprise. It's a great series that is relaunched again on issue number 6. They took a hiatus. Issue 6 came out about a week ago, or 2 weeks ago, depending on when I get this video out there. That it went through 1 through 5, and a small hiatus, picked up issue number 6. But give you a little breakdown of kind of what it's about. Main character Wynd is of magical heritage, and he lives inside of a place called Pipe Town, kind of very steampunk-ish. There's no tree, like everything's very controlled, no outside involvement of anything. So it's pretty much all humans trying to keep out anything magical because they not a big fan of the magical people. So Wynd of magical heritage has to hide who he is inside of Pipe Town as to not get in trouble. He also has friends he meets along the way in this journey of the first 5 issues. Oakley, Thorn, and also the Prince Yorick as well involved. Kind of a fun little coming of age fancy adventure style story with a lot of more twists and turns than I thought there would be. Like, it's a more thought-provoking of a story than I thought it actually would be. I thought it'd be more of like a kind of a kid's book, albeit maybe kind of Canto, but it did change the game up. And it's James writing. He finds a way, no matter what it is, to make it engaging, and you want to find out what happens next. I highly recommend you picking up, not because it's a good read that I think is still kind of going under the radar, but this happened just last week. So over here, as you can see, Key Collector app, they did mention couple days ago that there's a 310% increase in copies sold this week versus the previous week because James is having meetings that he teased vaguely about this property, which they say is implying and or assuming there could be maybe a TV or show deal. Now, granted, this does kind of bring about some more speculative attention to the fact that Boom still does have that contract with Netflix. So I think it's going to be something huge in the next couple of years. Like, all these Boom titles that are getting a lot of attraction just has an immediate venue, a medium within Netflix to produce their content, which I think is going to be a great partnership. And I look forward to see Something to Kill Children as a TV series. Let's go, Ross. Just announce it. For the love of God. Please. Just do it. For me. Come on. All right. So, it is a fascinating concept that he could be talking about the series becoming something in the future in a show or movie deal. Now, the interesting part about this is that James has stated previously, before the series even came out, that I think it was originally supposed to be a graphic novel, like a full, thick book story of this, but they decided to break it down into individual issues. But this is something that James has been working on, as he stated in this fun little interview, which I highly suggest you checking out. That came out last June. It's a kind of a great little introduction to find out who James is, and like their involvement. And they worked together previously on The Woods, which got some great attention. I've yet to read it. I need to check it out though. But they're back again on the story, and Wynd feels like a passion project for James. He did state that he's been working on it since he was in high school, so he's been working on it for a little bit. And it's one of the things where you wonder, like, how much energy and thought and devotion and time and every effort that he's put into the series, and if he would like that to be turned into a movie or a TV show. So with all that being said, recently, like I said in the Key Collector app, the prices of this book did jump up immediately. So right now, copies of this book, which for the longest time was right around that cover price book, were up to about 24 shipped, and they have kind of dipped down just a little bit because, I do believe the print run was around 50,000 for this book. There were, I believe, 8 different total covers, including like exclusive variants, which my editor hopefully added somewhere over here for me. Thank you, editor. But now prices of cover A, which I'm looking at here on eBay, are definitely the ones that are getting more attention than the cover B, which is surprising, right? Cover B has the Damage Man, it has Thorn, it has Oakley, it has more first appearance on the character, but yeah, so I thought cover B would be the go-to book, just because the quantity of first appearances on the cover. It's also a great Dan Mora cover. But people seem to like the cover A a lot more, which isn't surprising as of Boom Studios recently. Most of the cover A's have gone kind of crazy. I have the number 1 third print right here, which I think is extremely small amount ordered, and I do not have a second print, unfortunately. If you have a second print, please send one my way. I'd greatly appreciate it. But getting So it is interesting the fact that the price of this book just from just that little announcement. So it's like it's one of the things that greatly sway the market just by those little announcements where people just want to make sure they don't want to miss out on maybe a potential Kanto and or something Kill and Show in the series, because this does feel very similar. It's not the same structure wise like as Kanto, but the journey with friends aspect, learning and growth, things like that. Like it feels similar to that. It hasn't gained as much attraction yet as Kanto, I believe, but it is still a phenomenal story with James writing, with Boom Studios, who does already have a deal with Netflix. So the potential of this getting something in just the same amount of time as Kanto, which is going to be coming out, which I can't wait for, seems very plausible. So I do believe people are trying to get in on this book before it gets crazy, but it might not. James may be saying like this is his story. He's been working on it for 10 plus years, and he wants to do it the way he wants to. And maybe it isn't through a form of TV or a movie. But I want to let you guys know like what to look for, what options you have cover-wise. And we're going to go over that in this series. But like I said, you have cover A, you have cover B over here. You also have number 1 second print. You also have number 1 third print. Third print, I can't find any numbers on that, but I mean, it's got to be less than like a couple thousand for the third printing. It is one that I don't think was ordered at all. But the print run for the first issue, I do believe, is right around that 50,000, because there were, for number 1 coming out of the shop, like I said, cover A, cover B, you actually had a 1 in 25 Virgin Momoko cover and a 1 per store, along with a second print and the third print. Then you get into the exclusive aspect of it. The first ones that I was able to find is that I know they did a Momoko Wynd number 1, but they did this trade dress and they did a sketch cover. So I know that was a set at one point where you get the trade dress and the sketch. You had this Wynd number 1 limited to just 300 copies, which is a very small print run. And I'll show you some of the prices of these books here in a second. But you have this cover as well, which I think is super cool. And then you have this exclusive cover limited to 1,000 copies by Michael as well. And check this out, though. These copies are still available for sale. Comic Kingdom of Canada. But yeah, these are still available for sale. So if you're looking for one of these hard to find variants, I mean, limited to only 1,000 copies. I mean, it's not a bad thing to pick up for $20 of your dollars. So if you're looking to get one of the exclusives for the series, not a bad option there. But as you can see here on eBay, we obviously have copies of cover A. And then here is the Virgin 1 in 25. People are asking 54. Cover B is still cheaper. Maybe about that 10 to 15 range. Here is that low print run of the second print. A third print, I believe, just sold the other day for $35. Here is that sketch cover that I was telling you guys about. And here is the 1 per store variant of number 1 as well. And there's my third print right there. People are asking 45 to 64. But so far, there's been only 1 sold listing of a 9.8 in this book. Surprisingly enough, it was a copy. It was actually a CBCS 9.8 that ended up selling for $130, which is still really crazy if you think about it, right? A couple weeks ago, cover price book, a 9.8 in a CBCS sold for $130. You see up here, this is the Virgin cover B. This is one of the other store exclusives. This one that sold for $150. So I'm not sure. I think the price tag on that book at the time was maybe like $20, $25. So that makes a little more sense. But here we have the number 1 limited to 1,000 copies just sold for $179 or best offer. So not many copies out there. Here's the 1 in 25 selling for $120. These all sold right around that time when that announcement got hit. Here's one of one of the rarest ones on there. Got that Wynd number 1 limited 300 sold for $250 and or best offer, and we can find out exactly how much it's up for thanks to 130point.com. Thank you 130point.com. Best offer accepted of $199, which is still crazy. You know what I mean? Still crazy. If you look back in February, look at these books, these 398s that sold for just $49, $50, and $60. Like I said, nothing was going on with this book until these rumblings of a series started coming up. 130point.com, useful website, link down below. Comes in handy for eBay. Other interesting part right now is too that there are no current copies of cover A in a 9.8 on eBay right now. Now, granted, a lot of things are kind of slow. Things are slow at CGC right now, or maybe people are submitting some stuff to CBCS. But there are no copies right now on eBay, so it's interesting to see what will happen with this series. But it's something I want to bring up to you guys, that there are a lot of copies out there of Wynd. cover B is still a much more reasonable book, which I think is fascinating because I think that one almost has more potential than cover A, even though people seem to gravitate toward cover A more often with these Boom series. But I mean, it has the cover appearance of the Bandage Man and Thorn and Oakley, and those are important characters going along in the series, so like you think that would hold value longer. But at the end of the day, I just want to bring this series to your attention, let you know that this could be an interesting concept that could happen in the future. Do I think it could turn something like Kanto or something to kill children? Really hard to say that. But at the end of the day, it's something good to look out for. If you come across copies of that second print and or third print, maybe the one per store, maybe that 1 in 25 at your shop, why not grab them, right? If they're at a good price, pick them up. You never know. James is writing it. It has potential, in my opinion. Yep, it is crazy though. Lowest one on eBay right now, that $20. Buy it now for that cover A. But I just wanted to let you guys know that this is something to look out for. There are a lot of different cover options out there on this book, so you can be kind of picky on which one's the one you'll find out. Nothing out there is too crazy yet as of prices, because these are just rumblings, these are just rumors. Like I said earlier, this one is still technically available for sale, limited to only 1,000 copies, and this came out over a year ago. But I very much enjoy the series. If I find more people that also enjoy the series, that'd be awesome as well. Let me know down in the comments below if you've read Wynd. Do you like it? Do you think it has potential going forward in the future? Do you have any copies that you're currently getting graded? And let me know if you have a second print. I need a second print, because the other ones are going to be too possible to track down now. But it'd be really cool to get one. But looking forward to having that conversation with you guys. I love having these types of chats. They really make this comic book community even more exciting than it already is. So thank you guys so much for checking this video. Please Hulk smash that like button if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell. Make sure that's on so you know when I'm dropping a new video. And look out for another one of my live sales probably coming out in maybe the next 3 or 4 weeks or so. Gonna kind of hammer out some details on who's gonna be there, date and time. But that's it for this one, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. I love the series, and I hope you get a chance to read it as well. Skeff, out.